Hello everybody, hope you're doing really well. So I'm in Reigate today and I'm going to take you, if you're a tunnel lover of any sort, you really have to come down to Reigate to see this, probably one of the most historical tunnels you can find within this southeast area. So enjoy your history lesson and we're off to find Reigate Road Tunnel. So enjoy it and I'll see you on the other side. Bye for now. Sometimes some of the best history can be staring you right in the face. In fact, sometimes you could be walking through it and not even realise. And no greater example of this is that of Reigate Road Tunnel. Reigate Tunnel is the oldest successfully built road tunnel in the UK. Built in 1823, it was paid for by Earl Somers. His estate stood between the town and the road north to London, so he built the tunnel below his grounds so the locals could get directly to the London road without disturbing him. It was used as part of a programme of road modernisation, meaning the tunnel would shorten the distance by road between London and Brighton. The tunnel measures around 55 yards and bored through the natural sandstone underneath Reigate Castle grounds. Until 1856, a toll applied for horses, 1.5 pence up to 6 pence for a coach, and pedestrians were free. As well as the tunnel being an important piece of history, it also contains on either side a series of sand mines known as Reigate Caves, but they will feature in a future video, so stay tuned. The tunnel remained in use as part of the A217 until the early 1970s, when it was closed to traffic and replaced by a one-way system around the hill, which interestingly placed it back to how it was before the tunnel had opened. Either way, the tunnel is easily one of the most historically important tunnels that can be found, and well worth a visit should you be in the area. Okay, so what I wanted to do today is I wanted to do a little bit different. So we're going to start our journey just looking from the top of the road tunnel rather than actually standing at the bottom and going through it. So let's have a look. So obviously this is Reigate Castle, castle grounds, etc, etc. And look at this graffiti that's here. Isn't this just magical? And then there we are, looking down into Reigate itself. And there's our tunnel entrance. And there's the sign for the tunnel vaults. So yeah, there we go, standing at the top. But more importantly, we need to head down, actually walk through it. So come on, let's go. Right, so before we actually enter the tunnel itself, I kind of want to point out a few things really, which is obviously in the history lesson it talks about the sandstone that it's inbuilt in, and actually as you come this way you can see it, and it's built upon the reinforced brick that leads into the tunnel itself. Now where I'm standing, if we're looking back up, that would be London, and obviously then it leads down into Reigate itself, and then obviously going on into that would obviously head off into Brighton. But you can see there's bits of graffiti that are here on these bits of sandstone. There's a 98 there, so it's nice to sort of point it out in context of this fabulous tunnel, which obviously blends into the colour scheme of these autumnal colours, and the greens now of that sort of sandstony type of green that sort of seem to have leaked through into the bricks. So yeah, let's take a look. So here we are inside. I can't tell you how many times I've walked through this tunnel, and it's such a beautiful tunnel, so well constructed considering. And obviously as we look through, you can see these beautiful arches that are built within it. Like I said, not the biggest tunnel ever, and obviously we've got our caves and our what would have been former mines within these sections. Obviously there's what we saw from the top, which would have been the tunnel entrance, and then you can just see how well lit it is. So luckily I didn't need to bring a torch for this. I was wondering whether, actually I couldn't remember offhand. Absolutely spectacular. See, it says gentleman up on there and it talks about Reigate caves. And obviously Baron's Cave, which is behind us in the castle. And then this bit, which is amazing really. This is a vent for the wine store. I wonder if you can sort of see through there, but there is a glimmer of light which you can just about sort of see, which if you were to shine a torch in there, which I obviously don't have today for no need, you'd be able to see it a little bit clearer. But this is Mead's Wine and Beer Stores. It's amazing to think that obviously the size of that vent obviously proves of how deep those caves and everything were within this context, and that huge grated part there. And then again, as you look up, it's really not that big, but it's so beautiful in its own right. And then as we head out, that's where we were. Just look down at the tunnel vaults, and then looking up, there's our sign as well, which talks about it being a private road when you look up there. And that's where we were. So we were up there on the castle grounds potentially that was sort of surrounding, and it just extends here into the Market Stores pub, which I've never actually been in, to be fair. I've been in a fair few pubs in Reigate, but never been in that one. But here it is itself. Absolutely spectacular. Right, cool. Right, well, I'm off to have coffee. I hope you really like that little mini video on probably one of the most historic tunnels in the southeast, which is kind of ironic, the fact of how small it is and yet how important it is on the historical landscape. Hope you really enjoyed it. In more words of Phoenix history, because history matters. I'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye for now. Kapow.